Hello everyone, welcome to Shabita Uganda. Today we are going to look at cardiovascular system, circulation of blood. Feel free to contact us at Shabita.net. Systemic and pulmonary circulations. With each beat, the heart pumps blood in two circuits, the systemic circulation and the pulmonary circulation. The two circuits are arranged in a series so that the output of one becomes the input of the other. The left side of the heart, which receives bright red fresh blood from the lungs, is the pump for the systemic circulation. I think that's really noted. The left side of the heart is the one that pumps for the systemic circulation. The left ventricle ejects blood into the aorta, which branches into progressively smaller systemic arteries, and these carry blood to all organs throughout the body. Systemic and pulmonary circulations. In systemic tissues, arteries give rise to smaller diameter arterioles, which finally lead into extensive beds of systemic capillaries. Exchange of nutrients and gases occurs across the thin capillary walls. In the tissues, blood unloads oxygen and picks up carbon dioxide. It can be the Bohr effect. In most cases, blood flows through only one capillary and then enters the systematic vein. A vein will carry deoxygenated blood away from the tissues and merge to form the larger systemic veins. Then ultimately the blood flows back to the right atrium, and the right side of the heart is the pump for the pulmonary circulation. Hope that's noted. The right side of the heart is the pump for the pulmonary circulation. It receives all the dark red deoxygenated blood returning from the systemic circulation. Blood ejected from the right ventricle flows into the pulmonary tract. It then branches into the pulmonary arteries that carry blood to the right and the left lungs. In the pulmonary capillaries, blood unloads carbon dioxide, which is exhaled and pick up oxygen from the inhaled air. The freshly oxygenated blood then flows into the pulmonary vein and returns to the left atrium. The figure below shows the heart and how blood flow. See, looking at the arrows from number 4, pulmonary capillaries to the lung. Look at number 9, capillary of the trunk and the lower limbs. The key is down below. Oxygen-rich blood, that's the right hand side, and the left is the deoxygenated, oxygen poor blood, deoxygenated blood in other words. This one connects the lungs, the pulmonary capillaries, the right lung, capillaries to the head. This is from the aorta. Now look at the coronary circulation. Nutrients could not possibly diffuse from blood within the chambers of the heart. In the layman's language, that's really not inevitable. It's inevitable. Through all the layers of the cell that make up the heart wall. For this reason, the wall of the heart has its own blood supply. The flow of blood through the many vessels that pierce the myocardium is called the coronary or cardiac circulation, because the arteries encircle the heart like a crown, encircle the head. Corona equals to crown. That's from coronary circulation. While it is contracting, the heart receives little oxygenated blood by a way of coronary arteries, which branches from the ascending aorta. When the heart relaxes, however, the high pressure of blood in the aorta propels blood through the coronary arteries into the capillaries and then into the coronary veins. Coronary arteries. Two coronary arteries, the left and the right coronary arteries, branch from the ascending aorta and supply oxygenated blood to the myocardium. The left coronary artery passes inferior to the left auricle and divides into the anterior, interventricular and circumflex branches. The anterior interventricular branch of the left arterial descending blood artery is the anterior interventricular sulcus and supplies oxygenated blood to the walls of both ventricles. The circumflex branch lies in the coronary sulcus and distributes oxygenated blood to the walls of the left ventricle and the left atrium. Coronary arteries, we are continuing. The right coronary artery supplies small branches, arterial branches, to the right atrium. It continues inferior to the right auricle and ultimately divides into the posterior interventricular and marginal branches. The posterior interventricular branches flows the posterior interventricular sulcus and supplies the walls of the two ventricles with oxygenated blood. The marginal branch beyond the coronary sulcus runs along the right marginal of the heart and transports oxygenated blood to the wall of the right ventricle. We look at now coronary arteries. Again, we are continuing. Most part of the body receives blood from the branches of more than one artery, and where two or more arteries supply the same region, they usually connect. These connections, called anastomosis, provide alternate route called collateral circulation of blood to reach a particular organ or tissue of the body. The myocardium contains many anastomoses that connect different branches of the same coronary artery or extend between branches of different coronary arteries. They provide alternative for arterial blood if a main route becomes obstructed. This is important because the heart muscle may receive sufficient oxygen even if one of its coronary artery is partially blocked. This diagram, look at the diagram critically and analyze the coronary arteries. We have a descending aorta, arch of the aorta. So we tend to find that on the left coronary, we have the left auricle. Look, coming down, we have the circumflex branch, which I've talked about, anterior interventricular branch, the posterior interventricular branch, the left. So that's about the coronary arteries, and feel free to ask me any questions at e-learning. I'll be able to answer your questions at e-learning@shabu.net. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing, for we really love you so much. Your efforts and your resilience to our platform, we like it so much, and thank you very much for watching today. Stay blessed.